Hi, welcome back with another movie explanation. Today, I'm going to explain a thriller movie called Killer Joe. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The film opens in the night and it is raining heavily outside. A young man named Chris runs scared to his house and he knocks on all the doors, but his mother does not open the doors. He stays out in the rain. Then he thinks of going to his father's house. His father, Ansel, lets him in. Chris's father has a wife. Her name is Charla. She asks Chris what he did this time that drove his mom to throw him out of her house. Chris tells her that he pushed her away. That is why she threw him out of the house. Chris has a sister. Her name is Dottie Smith. Chris's father Ansel takes him out. Chris asks him that he needs some money. Ansel asks him how much. Chris tells him that he needs $6,000, but Ansel doesn't have that kind of money on him. If Chris doesn't pay the money in time, his boss will kill him. After this, they go to a strip club and have a few beers in the strip club. While drinking, Chris asks Ansel $1,000 and tells him that he will arrange the rest of the money somewhere else. But Ansel doesn't have $1,000 on him, so he tells Chris that he can't help him. Ansel asks Chris what happened and why he needs that much money. Chris tells Ansel that he had drugs with him that belonged to his boss. He tells Ansel that his mother and her boyfriend sold the drugs, and she threw him out of the house. He says, "Now I don't have money to pay back my boss." While leaving the strip club, Chris tells his father a plan. He tells him that his mother has a $50,000 insurance policy on her name, and the nominee of that policy is Dottie. He tells Ansel that there's a cop whose name is Joe. He takes contracts and kills people. However, he's a cop, so no one doubts him. He takes $15,000 for killing one person. Chris explains to his father that they will give Joe the contract to kill his mother and take $50,000, and they can share the money half and half. To this, Ansel tells Chris that there are going to be 4 shares in the insurance money. Ansel includes Dottie and Cheryl. Chris says it's fine and agrees to what Hansel said. Even Dottie needs money to go to college. They reach home after a while and they see Dottie sleepwalking and standing in the rain. They take her inside the house. She wakes up, so they tell her the plan of killing her mother for the insurance money. She tells them it's a great idea. The next morning, Killer Joe Cooper comes to Ansel's house for Chris, but no one is home except Dottie. She was watching TV and imitating fighting when Killer Joe opened the door. He talks to Dottie and tells her, "If you want, I can teach you how to fight." Dottie asks him if he's a detective. He tells her he is. Chris calls Joe and tells him where he is and tells him to meet him there. Joe goes to meet Chris. Chris tells Joe that killing his mother is very important to him. Joe tells Chris that he doesn't need to know all this and informs him that the process for killing Chris's mother. He tells him that he will take $25,000. But Chris asks him to take $20,000, and Joe agrees to the price. Now, Joe tells Chris that he will take full payment for the job, and he needs his mother's full schedule to figure out when to kill her. After this, Joe tells Chris and Ansel that he has some rules for doing this job. If the cops interrogate the killing and they come to you, you should not tell my name. If you do, I will kill everyone. Joe asks for the payment, but Chris tells him that he has no money at the moment, but he will pay him after his mother's policy is paid out. Joe tells him that he doesn't work like that. Joe tells him that he doesn't work without getting paid, and leaves the place. Joe sees Dottie and comes back to Chris. He tells him that he will take Dottie as collateral, and when the policy is paid, he can pay him his money and tells him to think about it and leaves. Chris and Ansel talk about killing Chris's mother by themselves, but Chris tells them it's better to let a professional hand this. After thinking for a while, they agree to Joe's condition and put Dottie as collateral. By evening, Joe comes to Ansel's house and takes Dottie with him as collateral for the job's payment. While having dinner, Dottie is asked by Joe if she believes in him. Dottie tells him that she doesn't believe in him. As a part of the conversation, she asks him how he's going to kill her mother. Joe tells her that it's not right for a dinner conversation and doesn't tell her anything. Dottie tells Joe that she only loves her brother Chris in the family because he always supported her and made her feel comfortable. After the dinner, Joe and Dottie start to get intimate and they have copa. In the next scene, we see Chris in a horse race betting booth. He bets the last $1,000 he has on him to win some money and get Dottie back from Joe. But unfortunately, he loses the bet and his money with it. When he gets out of the booth, his boss and his goons chase Chris for the money he owes them. He runs from them, but they catch him and beat him severely and ask him for the money. The next morning, Chris goes to Joe and tells him to kill his mother as soon as possible. Joe tells him that he is going to kill her in a few hours. Chris also asks Joe to leave his sister, but he tells Chris that he won't let her go until he gets paid. After thinking for a whole day, Chris thinks it's not right to kill his mother and asks Joe not to kill her and he'll find some other way to get the money that he owes the mob. Joe tells Chris to get into the car and takes him to a restaurant where his mother works. Now, he opens the trunk of his car and shows him his mother's dead body. Chris is shocked to see it. Joe asks Chris to help him dispose of the dead body, and they carry the dead body off the trunk. They put the dead body in the car she used to drive and light the car on fire, so it looks like an accidental death. Next morning, Dottie and Chris have breakfast in a restaurant and talk about everything they have been through. After this, Ansel and his wife go to Chris's mother's lawyer and talks to him. He tells him that the nominee for an insurance policy is her boyfriend Rex. After knowing this, Ansel gets angry and goes to Chris. He asks Chris who told him that Dottie is the nominee for her insurance policy. Chris realizes that his mother's boyfriend Rex is the one who told him that Dottie is the nominee. Ansel realizes that it was all Chris's mother's boyfriend's plan, and he was the one who took advantage of Chris's situation and made him kill his own mother so he can get the $50,000 for himself. After this, Chris takes Dottie and goes somewhere by walk. While walking, Chris tells Dottie that he is done with all the things that happened and he wants to start a new life by going somewhere no one can find him. He also wants to take Dottie with him. Dottie agrees to go with Chris and leave town. She asks Chris that she wants to meet Joe one last time. Dottie meets Joe and tells him everything that's happened, how her mother's boyfriend tricked them. Dottie and Chris go to their mother's funeral. Chris buys a gun for his protection from the mob. In the next scene, Joe goes to Dottie's mother's boyfriend and talks to him. After this, he goes to Ansel's house and they have dinner. While having dinner, Joe tells him that Rex is an idiot and there's someone else who might have given him the idea. Joe asks Charla if she had anything to do with the money from the beginning. She replies yes, even I had a share in that money. Joe talks in such a way that shows he's suspicious of Charla and starts asking her questions. He asks her what was the policy worth. She replies $100,000. Joe tells her that Chris told him it was $50,000. Joe reveals everything to Ansel. He tells Ansel that Charla had an affair with Rex, Chris's mother's boyfriend, and she gave him the idea. Joe also shows Charla and Rex's nude pictures to Ansel as proof. Joe starts to hit Charla out of anger because he killed Rex, who was the only person who could get the money from the insurance policy. Joe tells Ansel that Chris will come back and try to kill him because I don't leave Dottie. Joe wants to take Dottie with him. Chris comes to Ansel's house in the night. Joe tells everyone that he does not pay for what he did, so he'll take Dottie forever. Joe also tells them that they love each other and want to get married. Chris doesn't like this and he starts to fight with Joe. After seeing them fight like animals, Dottie picks up the gun and shoots all over the place. Dottie shoots Chris and Ansel. Joe tries to stop her from shooting anyone else, but she tells him she is pregnant and shoots Joe. The film ends here. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. Stay safe and never forget, you are awesome.